What if I told you, there is a country where your haircut is controlled by the government? Where watching a foreign movie can send you to prison? And where 3 generations of your family can be punished for one mistake? What if I told you this country has nuclear weapons, an army of over 1 million soldiers, and is ruled by one of the most mysterious leaders on earth? This is not fiction.
This is North Korea.
A nation completely sealed off from the world. A country where information is controlled, where loyalty is mandatory, and where escape could cost your life. But the real question is everything we hear about North Korea true? Or is there a deeper story hidden behind its borders? Tonight, we go inside the world's most secretive nation. To understand North Korea, we must go back to World War II. After Japan surrendered in 1945, Korea was divided into 2 zones, one supported by the Soviet Union, the other by the United States. In 1950, war broke out. The conflict lasted 3 years and ended with no official peace treaty. The result, 2 completely different countries. South Korea, capitalist and democratic. North Korea, isolated and authoritarian. North Korea was founded by Kim Il-sung. And this is where the dynasty began. Unlike most communist nations, North Korea became a family-ruled state. After Kim Il-sung, power passed to his son, Kim Jong-il, and then to his grandson, Kim Jong-un. 3 generations, 1 bloodline, total control. In North Korea, leaders are not just politicians. They are treated almost like divine figures. Their portraits hang in every home. Citizens must bow before their statues. Even newspapers cannot fold over their images. This system is built on an ideology called Juche, meaning self-reliance. But is North Korea truly self-reliant? Life inside North Korea is highly controlled. There is no open internet like the rest of the world. Citizens have access to a limited internal network. Foreign media is banned. International calls are restricted. Travel is tightly controlled. The government decides where you live, where you work, what information you receive. The country operates on a social classification system known as Songbun. Your loyalty to the state determines your opportunities. If your family is considered disloyal, your future may already be decided. Defectors who escaped North Korea have spoken about prison camps. According to human rights organizations, entire families can be imprisoned for political crimes. These facilities are often compared to forced labor camps. The government denies many of these claims, but satellite images and testimonies suggest otherwise. One mistake, one accusation, and your life can change forever. Nuclear power and global tension. Despite economic struggles, North Korea has invested heavily in its military. It conducted its first nuclear test in 2006. Since then, tensions have risen with countries like the United States, South Korea, Japan. Missile tests often make global headlines. For North Korea, nuclear weapons are seen as protection, a way to prevent foreign invasion. But for the world, they represent a serious threat, the hidden side. But there is another side rarely shown. The capital city, Pyongyang, displays modern buildings, organized streets, military parades, carefully staged public events. Tourists who visit see a highly controlled version of the country. Everything is monitored, every movement observed. The image presented to outsiders is not necessarily the full reality. Myth versus reality. So what is true? Is North Korea a terrifying dictatorship? Yes. It has strict control over its citizens. Is it a misunderstood nation shaped by history and war? Also yes. The truth is complex. North Korea is not just headlines. It is 25 million people living inside one of the most restricted systems on earth. Powerful ending. Slow dramatic music returns. A country divided by war, ruled by one family, feared by many, understood by few. North Korea remains one of the last great mysteries of our time. And until its borders truly open, the world will continue to wonder what is really happening inside. But the real story isn't only about politics. It's about information. In North Korea, access to outside information is tightly controlled. There is no open internet for ordinary citizens. Television channels are limited. News is carefully selected. Imagine living in a world where everything you see has already been chosen for you. From a young age, education emphasizes loyalty and national pride. Leaders are presented as heroic protectors of the nation. But the world is changing. Some reports suggest that near the borders, small cracks sometimes appear in the wall of isolation. Smuggled USB drives, foreign radio signals, movies from other countries, tiny glimpses of a much larger world, and even the smallest glimpse can change the way someone thinks. But the risks are enormous. Under the leadership of Kim Jong-un, The system remains highly disciplined and controlled. Breaking certain laws can lead to severe consequences. Yet life continues. 25 million people wake up every morning. They go to work. They care for their families. They celebrate holidays. They try to live. The capital, Pyongyang, is often presented as a showcase. Modern buildings, organized streets, but beyond the capital, conditions can be very different. International sanctions have affected the economy. Resources are limited. Still, the government promotes self-reliance and national strength. So what is it? A closed prison? Or a nation trying to survive on its own terms? Perhaps, both. Truth rarely lives at the extremes. It hides somewhere between propaganda and reality. And until transparency increases, until borders truly open, North Korea will remain one of the world's greatest unanswered questions.